Hi guys, welcome to another installment of Workload EBA Tutor. Today I'm going to cover the automatic workload repository and the active session history. I'm going to basically just go into the concepts for those two Oracle features, and I'm also going to perform some hands-on demo on how to the hands-on application for these two utilities, or these two features. So what I will cover today, give me 1 minute. So these are the topics for today. I'm going to cover what is the automatic workload repository, what's also known as AWR. I have an image of the internal processes for the AWR and how the data goes from point A to point B. I'm gonna explain what goes on with AWR inside of Oracle. I'm also gonna cover the types of AWR reports that you have available, and basically in the scripts that allow for you to create those reports. I'm also gonna go into how to configure the AWR, how you can set the retention, the intervals, and additional settings. I'm also going to cover the active session history in Oracle. Again, the acronym for that is ASH. And so basically, I'm going to cover what are the criteria for ASH. There are a number of criteria that basically that are being matched against the query for you to be able to create a report. I'm also going to cover. I have an image of the hash data. Same thing with AWR. I have an image of how ASH is processed inside of Oracle, and then I'll have a hands-on demo of how to actually query ASH inside of Oracle. And then basically, as you can see, this is a performance view that's directly related to ASH. And basically, I'm going to show you how to query this performance view. And I'm also going to go into more details as far as the querying. I'm going to this is a specific query that lets you basically just have that lets you see the top 10 problem queries inside of your database that are being performed inside the database. And basically you can set the time value to number of minutes. So I decided to set it on 100 minutes, but you can have any time value that you like. And then I will also have just a general AWR hands-on demonstration using SQL+. I'm also going to have ASH hands-on demonstration, and lastly I'm going to cover some AWR pieces of information that basically you should hold on to from the in addition to what other things that I'll be covering. So basically, what is automatic workload repository? So basically, it's an Oracle utility. Basically, the only users who have access to AWR are admin users or privileged users. So basically what it does is it allows the users inside of Oracle to be able to create database snapshots. It was introduced in Oracle 10G, and basically think of this as a step forward in terms of performance analysis. So basically, previously you had StatsPack. Again, it was the same functionality. You able to take a snapshot. But now you have AWR. It's more. There are more things that you have to be mindful of. There's an actual architecture that you can track basically what's going on inside of Oracle. So for the AWR data, it's actually stored inside of the SysO table space. Again, so if you're familiar with the Oracle architecture, you have a system table space. That's what it's issued, and you have a SysO table space. Most of the time, it's difficult to explain what the SysO table space is used for, but again, this is a clear-cut way of just remembering what the SysO table space is for inside of Oracle. It's used to store the AWR data, the snapshot data, and also you can call it a AWR repository. And as well as, in addition to storing the AWR data, what it also stores is the ASH data, the active session history data. And so basically, in terms of database snapshots, what is a database snapshot? It's an image of your database state. Basically, it captures your SQL statement, your SQL IDs, your CPUs, your wait events, your IOs, and other database statistics. I'm going to show you how to create a report, an AWR report, based on the snapshot. And basically, in terms of how, in terms of the default setting inside of Oracle, so it's taken, database snapshots are taken every hour inside of Oracle, and the retention period is actually for 7 days. So basically, again, so if you want to just test it out, you can query your own database, and basically you will see that basically you already have these snapshots that have been taken by Oracle, without your knowledge, and basically that just means that you're able to review your performance metrics and actually just tune your database based on those performance statistics that have been captured. And then you also have the DBMS package. So DBMS package that's associated with AWR is the DBMS underscore workload underscore repository. So basically, how you execute this package is you run the command execute DBMS underscore workload underscore repository, and then at the end you put the procedure, which is that create snapshot. I'm going to go into more details as far as basically how to execute the procedure in Oracle. And basically, you will perform this for a manual database snapshot. And also, you have in Oracle, you have database baselines. So basically, baselines are just basically a snapshot that have been captured at two periods of time, and basically that help you basically just get a sense of what the appropriate performance metric should be, or performance settings should be inside your database. So basically, what you're able to do is you're able to say, I'm going to capture snapshots at let's say again, typical work at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. So basically, I have my database metrics. So basically, I know that during this period of time, the database is performing well. There aren't any issues. But if you start experiencing issues from let's say so it's 10 to 11, and then you start experiencing issues from 12 to 1. And basically, what you can do is you can refer to that baseline that you've created from 10 to 11 to basically to tune or to adjust the settings for the 12 to 1 window. The 12 to 1 so basically from 10 to 11 you can use the metrics to tune the database, and basically just replicate the good performance that you're experiencing with the 10 to 1 the 10 to 11 database window for your metrics. And also again, as I just said, this is used to configure your database settings, especially for in terms of performance tuning. You want to be able to just say, okay, these are the statistics that the database should be that should be found inside the database. And if you not find these, then basically you're able to just again make the appropriate adjustments. And in terms of the background process, you have mmon. That is a process that actually basically what it does is it's gonna gather the database the database statistics that have been stored in memory, and it's gonna gather those statistics. Again, it's part snapshots. There are additional pieces of information that are also recorded, and it's gonna grab all these pieces of information from the SGA, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna transfer those pieces of data to the AWR. And basically, and in terms of AWR itself, so you might be wondering, okay, so AWR, I have all these performance metrics. So what else can these be used for? What else can they be used? How else can they be used from inside of the Oracle database? So basically, you're able to basically apply. You're able to use these metrics for in terms of help, in terms of working with your undo advisor, your segment advisor, your SQL tuning advisor, and your automatic database diagnostic monitor ADDM. So basically, that's just a reporting that you can perform on your database. Again, the metrics that you be reviewing with these advisor monitors will be based on the captured data, directly related. Basically that's part of the AWR, capturing and storing process. So basically, this is again, this is an image of how AWR is processing inside of Oracle. So you have basically here you have the SGA. Inside the SGA, you have the ASH circular buffer. I'm going to cover what the ASH circular buffer is in the next few slides. So basically, what's going on here is, and also keep in mind, this is where you have your dynamic performance view. So basically, you're able to query these on on the go. So basically, what happens is that you have these in-memory statistics that are going to be captured by the manageability monitoring process, so MMON. So I'm going to capture the memory statistics and store these statistics inside of the CSOR table space, or also known as the AWR storage area. So basically, you have these statistics being taken to the automatic workload repository. So basically, and as I've said earlier, these are in addition to the database statistics that are captured, you also have snapshots that are brought over from the SGA over to the CSOR table space, so AWR repository, automatic workload repository. So basically, and here this is how you're able to query your DBA views. So just think of it in this way. So when you query your DBA views, it's because you've already had the MMON basically just grab the statistics from the SGA and carry those data over to the AWR. And basically, prior to you acquiring the DBA views, and basically if you're acquiring these the performance views, you're actually looking at reviewing or looking at the dynamic performance views inside of your SGA. And again, just remember, this is in terms of AWR, the process that performs this capture and query for the data of data is the MR. So the types of AWR reports that you have, so you have multiple results that can be executed. Basically, you're able to capture the different instances, multiple instances with a report. You're able to capture one instance. You're able to review RAC database. You're able to review SQL scripts. You're able to review other metrics. So basically, in terms of a general snapshot and another report. So basically, what you have is if you go into your file system, if you go into Oracle Home, RDBMS admin, and then if you run this query, then basically this is going to basically create a snapshot annual report for your current database instance. And basically, and when you get into actually just again, you have the again AWR IPTs for the current database. And then in terms of if you have multiple instances configured on your system, then basically you can run this next this script. So basically this will be if you are looking for a specific database instance, if you have a snapshot enable, then basically you can run that. Again, just go back to your Oracle Home RDBMS admin, AWR IPT I.SQL, and again this applies to the RAC databases. And then also you have specific specific SQL statements. So basically, if you know a query, if basically you need to basically get a sense of how a query is being executed inside your database, then basically you can run this next script. Again, Oracle Home RDBMS admin AWR SQL SQRPT. Basically, this is you'll be able to put the SQL ID in for that SQL statement, and you'll be able to basically review how that SQL is being processed inside of Oracle. And then this is for your current database. And then, again, so if you're paying attention, so RPT and RPT is for the current database, and and if you have an I at the end, that's basically for if you have multiple instances. So basically, so that means that for the next explanation I'm just going to cover, basically this is going to be for the RAC databases. So for the RAC databases, you have again RDBMS admin AWR SQRPI. Basically, PI again for because you're looking for a specific database instance. And again, you have to specify the SQL statement, the SQL ID. It's also known as XID, but basically as you're coining it, you'll find that it's most often referred to as a SQL ID. And also the snapshot interval range. Again, this applies to all of these queries that I'm covering right now. And basically, if you wanted to review, again, so I think I might have repetition here. So again, database statistics, snapshot info, specified it again. Yeah, so I'm just repeating myself right here. So again, these two are just basically what I've just said. Basically, you're able to query the script, and also just be mindful. So you are using snapshots, and snapshots are only basically associated with the AWR. When you get into ASH, it's going to be there's a different measurement that's being used, different metric that's used to review the ASH data. So. And basically, if you wanted to do a comparison for your database statistics, then basically you would have to run this one query. So basically, this would be AWR DD RPT, and basically what you do is you'll be able to place in two separate snapshot intervals. So basically, again, because going back to the example of, again, so you have 10 to 11, you have 1 to 2. So basically, if that's the snapshot interval those are the snapshot interval that you have, and basically what you can do is you can say, okay, so if 10 to 11 is, the database performance is excellent, then what's going on with 12 to 1? So basically you're able to just match, just compare the two snapshots, and basically and figure out what's going on, which queries are the problem, and basically maybe and also just tune those queries as well. And also, you have the AWR DD RPI again. So when you see I at the end, so basically that just means that you're dealing with multiple database instances. Basically, you have to specify the specific database instance that you would like to basically just do the comparison for the snapshots on. And also. And this is a very again, basically this is more of a a script that helps you review what's going on internally in terms of AWR. You can run the script. The AWR info basically is going to show you. It's going to tell you, okay, these are the number of snapshots that you have available. These are the snapshot size for these snapshots. It's going to tell you if your database is in rack or non-rack. It's going to tell you the number of instances that you have. It's also going to show basically how much CISO table space, how much CISO space is being used, and you have other metrics that are also captured inside, by this AWR info report, and basically this is just to review the AWR itself and not a particular instance. And so, and the next script that you can run is basically this is useful for if you have a rack configuration. Basically, you can run this script or the AWR grpt, and basically you're able to review the different metrics, the different statistics for the instances inside of your for your rack configuration. And then AWR snapshots, basically what they are is just stored data that are comprised of basically just SQL queries and SQL query details, as well as just additional metrics. And in terms of basically just think of it this way. So when you're storing snapshots, right, you're storing the SQL queries themselves and the SQL query details. So in terms of the size of your SQL table space, what's taking up the most amount of space is the SQL queries detail. So I'm going to cover how later on in the future side how to basically make sure that you do not have SQL query details become problematic inside of AWR, and then ultimately inside of your SQL table space. So basically how to sort of keep your environment tuned, just tuned, for just tuned well enough so that you do not experience any sort of performance degradation because of your of memory space not being adequate. So these are the 14 criteria that you have for your AWR reports. So basically, so if you go down the line, you're looking at the elapsed time, CPU times, execution, buffer gets, dispute, pause calls, roles, application wait, concurrency, wait time, validation, so etc. So basically, what's going to happen is that how the AWR report comes about is the cores inside of Oracle are basically just matched up with each of these criteria. So let's say you have SQL IDs number one. SQL ID number one is going to go through elapsed time. It's going to be measured against the it's going to go into the elapsed time, and basically its elapsed time is going to be captured. It's going to be matched against the CPU time, and its CPU time is going to be captured. Basically, and basically that's going to happen for all these criteria. Basically, so what that means is at the end you're going to have a ranking for all your SQL queries. You're going to be able to figure out, okay, so this query has this much elapsed time, so this one is consuming the most amount of resources, and this query does not have a large as huge of an elapsed time value, so it's not consuming as much resources. So basically that's just how you're able to have a top consuming queries list to review. So basically how to configure AWR retention. So retention intervals. So basically, this is a very important query that I'm actually showing you right now. What I would do is I would actually open up my SQL Plus. I open my SQL Plus, a brand new SQL Plus. Just give me 1 second. So what I would do is I would actually run this query. So before to do that, let me log into my database environment. SQL SID is equal to v11g2h1 SQL Plus. There you go. Okay, so what I need to do next, I need to run this query. So basically, I need to identify basically what's going on inside of my SQL, inside of my AWR environment. So actually, I have this script right here. So just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second, I need to find which file it is. Report, no. So I thought I had this extract. Let me do this. It's not this one. I'm actually going to pause and make sure that I have this script handy for you guys. Give me 1 second. Okay guys, welcome back. So as I was saying, just give me 1 minute. As I was saying before, so basically, so now I need to be able to review my my settings for the AWR. Basically, that just means I'll be reviewing my snapshot interval and as well as my retention interval. So again, this is a query that I had I found online. I'm gonna post this on the discussion section for my on the YouTube channel. Just make sure you check that out. Okay, so go to app active. Just give me 1 minute. There you go. So basically, I would actually just copy this as is and then paste it on my SQL Plus to my line. So basically, just reviewing my current settings. So I have 60. 60 is actually measuring. It's if you look at my next line, I'm actually getting ahead of myself here. But basically, this is the code that you use to get to your default values in terms of the retention, and snapshot. If the reason why this code is so complicated is because if you were to do this, if you were to do a describe on DBA list underscore WR underscore control, basically you can look at, okay, these are the snap window and these are the retention. So if I was to do this, select retention, snap info from DBA underscore his WR underscore control. What I do. So basically, this is what you'd be getting. You're getting a timestamp value, and basically, this is not helpful, right? You need something that's human readable. That's the reason why this code is so complex, because they actually get you that human readable value, human readable value that you're looking for. So basically, once you know that your snapshot interval is 60, which is a default value, and your retention value is 11,520, and again, so if you look at the next line, so basically you can adjust these two values, these settings. So basically, in terms of what these means is so these are actually measured in minutes. So that means that the snapshot interval is actually taking place every hour, every 60 minutes. So basically, and this is 11,520. Let me do the math. So give me 1 second. 11,520 divided by 60. That means that you have 192 hours that you're looking at. 192 hours. That means that the retention is basically set for 8 days. So if I'm correct, so just give me 1 second. Yes, for 8 days. So basically, this is the default retention value 8 days. So what you can do is you can run this. You can execute this dbms command that I have here, and change these default values. So what I'll do is I already have the script. I'm going to copy this, paste it here. Give me 1 second. Okay, you give me a hard time. Let's see. So execute my file settings. So what you're looking at is interval. So I have to do it manually. 60. Retention. Then I change it to 160. There you go. So if I also query my default values again, copy this. Paste it. So now it's changed to 2160. So basically, this is how you're able to modify your retention as well as your snapshot intervals. So I'm gonna minimize these. Go to the next slide. So basically, if you wanted to just query your top in SQL, you will basically just run. You will still execute and modify snapshot settings. In the top in SQL, you would just put in the value for the top query, and also you will put in your database ID. And in terms of, so you have to have this statistics level. Basically, just again by default, it's typical after your installation, and basically just saying it has to be turned on. So if I was to do this on the database, say if I was to show parameter statistics underscore level, I have mine set to all. I'll skip what I mean. So basically what that means is that what I have here, so basically it's actually just capturing the top 30 queries and reviewing those queries. If I was to change the setting to all by saying, let's say, I need some space, alter session, set statistics underscore level is equal to all. And if I was to query that again, so it's all now. So basically, it's actually going to capture the top 100 queries and the performance statistics. So basically, that's not again my database. There's really no activity going on. I take this set my database, so this setting does not make much sense. So let me change it back to typical. There you go. So I'm back to typical. And just so you guys can see it, typical. Okay. So basically what I just covered is you can actually just modify how many queries you're reviewing with your AWR snapshot. And also again, so you can, in terms of the snapshot that I'm creating inside of Oracle, you can create them manually. So what I did is I just modified my retention, my snapshot interval, but basically I didn't take a snapshot. I basically, so you just assume that Oracle is taking a snapshot of your database. I was already taking a snapshot of your database. Being that we just cover snapshot intervals every hour, so you should basically just have enough performance metrics in terms of the snapshot that have been taken. So basically what you're able to do is you can take a manual snapshot. So a manual snapshot would be basically just execute again this is the package and create snapshot. So if I was to type in, go to my SQL Plus command line and type in execute dbms underscore workload underscore repository that create underscore snapshot. I'm taking a snapshot of my database right now. There you go. I'm taking a snapshot. So basically, if you're not sure what how many snapshots your database basically is currently stored inside your database, you can actually just query your snapshot history table. So you can do this. First thing you do is you issue a describe DBA hist underscore snapshot. So basically, it's going to show you snapshot ID, database ID. Obviously, I only have this is my database, and basically you have all these different columns. So what I would actually do is I would actually just type in. I should have this query somewhere. I should definitely have this query somewhere. Give me 1 second. Select snap ID. There you go. Down here at the bottom. Copy this. Come to my SQL Plus. And again, as I've already told you, all these scripts are in the discussion session of my of the YouTube channel. If you do not find it, send me a message and I'll post them for you. So basically, you can do this. And basically, actually, you know what? That was not smart. So I should advise you. So if I was So what I just did is I just reviewed my basically the number of snapshots that I have. So if these are numbers that I have 100 anyway. So what I would actually do is I would actually pull this my results. So before I do that, actually no, let me first again we already see that it's 110 rows, right? So I would actually create another snapshot. I'll create another snapshot. And then what I'll do is I'm going to spool the outcome, spool this to my an external file C app. Then you just call it AWR1.txt. Okay, and paste it. So now we have 111 rows because I just took a snapshot. So if I go into my file system, go into app. Basically, I'll be able to see, okay, so AWR1, open it, and these are the snapshots that I have inside of my Workload database. And basically, as you can see, you have the most recent. So basically, this is the most recent one. It occurred 46 seconds ago, and then before that was basically 155 seconds. So basically you can actually just again, so I just what you have to do is just put the order by, and you're ordering by basically the elapsed time, the elapsed to. So basically this is how you're able to say, okay, this is my most recent snapshot, these are the not so recent snapshots. So what I'll do is I will close this, come back to my page, come back to my tutorial. So basically this is how you're able to basically review the snapshot you have inside your database. So what I'll do next is basically if you want to store your snapshots long term, right, what you're able to do is you have there are 3 things you need to do to your database to be able to store your snapshots long term. Basically you need to truncate your AWR tables. Again in the next bullet point I'm gonna cover how to do that. You need to change your retention setting. Obviously that would be the easiest fix, right? So you would just say, so previously what I had was I had this query. So if you wanted to change the retention, we just from 20 to let's say 30, right? That's easy. But basically, again, so the downside of doing that is, if you have all this retention for your, that's basically being dedicated to your for your retention, AWR retention. That basically that means that you're starving yourself of system resources. So you're focused on basically on storage as opposed to servicing the different requests at the data at the behest of the users. So basically, so what you want to do is, and last thing you can also do is you can also disable the automatic flushes. I'm going to cover basically how you can basically what a flush is. And in terms of just a quick side note, this is the create snapshot that I just showed you is basically, let me go to my SQL Plus. This create snapshot is basically this is a simple way to do it. You can modify this. You can put you can specify flush underscore level. Basically you can say, okay, flush level is going to be let's say it's going to be typical, it's going to be all. So you can modify. You'll be able to modify your create snapshot, and I'll show you how to do that in a short bit. So basically, the first thing you can do is you can actually just truncate your AWR tables. So in terms of truncating, right, truncating your AWR tables. This what you're truncating is tables that are actually storing your SQL query details. Remember I told you you have multiple data that are being captured. You have the SQL query, you have SQL query details, and you have these autometrics, right? So basically, when you're truncating the SQL query details, then that means that basically you're getting rid of unnecessary data that's being stored inside the database. And it's actually, so even though it's unnecessary, it's basically the bulk of what's being stored is just that, so you need to get rid of it to give yourself more space. So basically what you can do is you can run, make sure that you're logging at 6 dba as I am. So you just make sure. So show user sys. Okay, so what I need to do next is I am going to truncate my WRH $ is called SQL client table. So truncate table WRH $_ SQL client. So basically I'm truncating this table, so if I want to again just get rid of my SQL details, I can also do this SQL text S2, and then the last one is SQL stat. So basically all you have to do is just, again, so if you're dealing with a realized database, you know, obviously these steps are going to take a really long time to complete. But this is just how you can, you know, get rid of a data that's unneeded, and basically make sure that you're able to store your AWS Azure for a long period of time. And so basically what you can also do, you can disable your AWR flushes. So basically how you do this is you would actually just run. I should have written this down somewhere. I guess I did not. So basically what you can do is you can, again, go into at the command line level, so you can run a auto session set events immediate trace name AWR underscore flush underscore table underscore off 99. Basically you would run these two codes at the same, you know, just on the same line. Auto session set events immediate trace name. Make sure I have this right, trace name. Okay. Okay, trace name AWR underscore flush underscore table flush underscore table underscore off level 106. This is how you shut off your AWR flushes. Let me make sure let me just check what I went wrong on here. So immediate trace name AWR flush table of 99. Okay, auto session set events immediate trace name AWR flush table of level 106. So it seems like I have it right. But what I'll do is, let me actually just get an actual script, because again, so the reason why I'm you know, emphasizing, you know, having to go to my channel to get the scripts, or, you know, finding the script online, is basically most of the time it's best to just execute these statements as they are, as opposed to, you know, trying to type them in. So just give me 1 second, let me pause this video real quick. Okay, I'm back. So as I was saying, just give me 1 second. Basically, the script, basically if you find them, take them as they are, just copy them as they are and paste them. Typing them in it's not always gonna basically be successful. You're not always gonna be successful by doing that. So I just let me see where I went wrong. Oracle is such a pain. I just need that position set events, media trace, name, let's try this one. Yes, just give me 1 second, I'll be back, just give me 1 second. Okay guys, welcome back. So as I was saying, you can turn off flash on and off, but just be careful. So what I was doing wrong before was basically I was running this query, and if I do Control Z, it's not gonna do it. But basically, so when I copied my you know, the script, basically what happened is that it was a different character that was being placed on here. So basically, it wouldn't be just this single quote. It would actually be, you know, something, you know, again, just more of a format of what I found online. So basically, how you can turn basically flushing on and off in Oracle is as far as your session. Basically, you just have to just run these queries. So that's not what I want to do. So let me copy that again. Paste that on here. Session altered. I'm turning it off now. Flashing is been turned off. Give me 1 second. There you go. Again, 161 and 9930. These are the different levels that you can turn them on and off at. So if I want to turn it on, so I would just run. Again, you just issue these scripts one by one. So basically, it's how you turn on and off the flushing inside of Oracle. Again, the purpose is to basically just preserve enough. Just basically be able to have enough. Basically just make your AWR retention last, for a long period of time. That's the purpose of performing these flushes, turning on and off flushing in Oracle. And obviously, you can also change your retention, which I've already gone over, by just adjusting the values. So let me go to the. Just give me 1 second. So basically, now I'm going to get into the active session history. So basically, with ASH, what ASH is basically, again, it occurs at the session level. AWR is actually more of a database, a whole database, a general database statistics that are being gathered. ASH is at the session level is for particular users, their activities, their querying, their performance. So basically, what you're doing is it's just sampling of data. That's what ASH is. So it occurs every second inside of Oracle, and as I would just say, these are just session statistics. It's actually stored in the memory buffer. So just so I know exactly where I'm going. Okay, there you go. So basically, it's stored in the memory buffer. So in terms of how ASH is written into, so ASH is ultimately a part of AWR. So basically, ASH data is going to be written to the automatic workload repository as well. So basically, 1 in 10 ASH ASH sampling is being stored in the AWR, the automatic workload repository. And basically, it's not just a snapshot that you're capturing, but it's also the session data that you're capturing, and that's why you're able to query the VDAL active session that which I just covered. And in terms of, again, so basically this is the performance view that's associated with the active session history. Is the VDAL active session history. This is again dynamic performance view. You use this to query ASH data. If you were to be using a VAC database mode, for instance, you would use a GV dollar, field underscore session underscore session. And in terms of the process, so remember before with AWR, you were relying on the M1 process, the manageability monitor, but now you're actually using the memory monitor lite, MMNL. So basically, MMNL basically is doing it's actually managing the ASH data. It's capturing the session state data, and it carries this data to the ASH buffer. I have a diagram of how it works. Basically just a visual representation of what's taking place. Again, I have this this one line, this statement here, and I'm going to tracking. So again, so what you're doing is you're only capturing 1 in 10 sampling. So it's not as useful as you might think. Or perhaps it might be. So it depends on how you can basically just make use of this feature, as well as maybe other features that basically can go along with it so basically and in terms of reports, or the ASH reports, so these are actually set by time and not by snapshot. AWR snapshot. So basically you have to specify time windows. You would have a start and you have an end date. You're able to generate HTML and plain text formats for your report. So basically, and you have if you were to look into your file system, basically you'll be able to view, go into Oracle Home, RDBMS, admin, and then you'll find ASH report. This is basically how you'll be able to generate your ASH report, the active session history report. And also, as I've told you before, if you have it at the end, basically this actually refers to your current database. But if you use the script that has an I, basically you actually you are looking to find a specific database instance. And basically, so the process is you have the session state data for the database objects being carried by the MMNL to the ASH buffer, and then basically from the ASH buffer is going to be transferred to the AWR system table space, and from the AWR system table space you'll be able to view it then in the DBA active session history. This is going to be all part of the report that I'm going to be generating later on. And just see that again. I'll have a diagram coming up, and then you also have $V active session history data. So basically, this is actually storing. So if I just go back, just give me 1 second. So just for you to remember what the ASH buffer was. My computer's giving me a hard time. Just be a little bit patient with me. Come on, there you go. So as I was saying, I can get this to just need to go back to that one diagram, the previous diagram. So basically, you can get a sense of what the circular buffer is inside of your where it's placed, in terms of the architecture for your for your internal. There you go. So basically, if you can remember, so this is what the circular buffer, the ASH circular buffer. So this is how you're able to query that read out active session history performing view that I just showed you. So basically, again, it's just part of this architecture before going to to this the AWR, and basically allow you for you to actually query the DBA views, which are the data dictionary views. More set in terms of the configurations. Just give me 1 second if I can go back. Okay. So basically, okay. So what happens is that the V, so the data is this data is stored in the ASH buffer, as I just told you, and then so what happens is that once this the ASH data is flushed out of that circular buffer, it's going to be carried by the M1 light, MMNL, and basically, so once it gets to the AWR seesaw table space, then it's going to be flushed out again. The ASH is going to be flushed out again. So it's flushed out twice, and then basically, so after it's flushed out from the seesaw table space, then basically you'll be able to query that ASH data using this the dictionary view, the DBA his active session history. So basically, just be mindful of those two flushes that I just covered. That I just covered. So again, in terms of criteria, with ASH, you actually have different criteria. As opposed to 14 with every AWR, now you only have 9 criteria. So basically, what that means is that you have the your SQL statements being matched, sort of being compared to being measured by events, web events, load profile, SQL, PL/SQL, Java, call types, sessions, objects, files, latches, period over time. So basically, this is how you're able to just capture the matches at the session level, in terms of your ASH reporting. And this is the architecture for the ASH data. So basically, here you have the database object state data it's coming from, again, it's at the session level, so it eventually makes its way to the ASH circular buffer. And basically, what's going on here is basically, again, this is the eventually data is going to be flushed out, but this is just allow for you to be able to capture a lot of data, and basically just funnel it eventually to the AWR seesaw table space. And this is where so when you're issuing this when you're querying the VDOT, when you're querying this performance view, you're actually querying the ASH circular buffer. And so, as I told you earlier, only 1 in 10 ASH sample is actually sent to the AWR seesaw table space. And basically, and also you have your regular snapshots that are being inserted into the seesaw table space. And when the ASH data is flushed out of the AWR seesaw table space, it actually goes into this data dictionary view. What I'll do is I'm actually going to pause right here, and I will pick it up with more hands-on demo. Thank you so much for watching.